Welcome. This video is intended to help explain how maintenance apportionment is calculated when applying for maintenance funds. Before we start, a couple rules have to be established. The first rule is that every expenditure that you use must be backed up by receipts. As you can see from the illustration below, 1,000 Rand was stipulated on the groceries receipt, and that matches the 1,000 Rand used on the maintenance apply sheet. The second rule states that any expenditure that you use that is exclusively for the child may not be apportioned. Now from the illustration below, we can see that the value used for the school uniforms was 600 Rand. Now we know that school uniforms are not apportioned to anyone besides children, so they may not be apportioned to any adults. We have come up with a few concepts that will help ease understanding of this matter. The first concept is a share number. The share number is the value used to calculate apportionment. Now every member in the household has a share number. As you can see, an adult has a share number of 2 and a child has a share number of 1. Remembering these things, we need to take a look at the total share number of a house. Let's look at an example here where we have a house that has 1 adult and 3 children. Applying the share numbers onto these, we can see that the adult in this household has a total share number of 2 and the children have a total share number of 3. This will give us a total share house number of 5. Now, having the share number of an individual member and the share number of the entire house will help us to calculate apportionment of maintenance funds. From this, a formula can be stated. A formula that says apportionment amount is equal to the expense of the particular item times the fraction, that is, the share number of the particular member, divided by the total share number of the household. The expense will usually be the value stipulated on the receipts and will be the amount that you use on the total side of the column. Now that we have this formula, everything should be a lot easier. Now looking at the same example we used earlier, we're going to have a maintenance supply sheet in front of us with 1,000 Rand in the total column. And this has been previously backed up by receipts. From the example we had, we can see that there's 1 adult and 3 children. Now to work out the apportionment for the children, we will take the expense amount of 1,000 Rand times the share number of the children, which is 3, over 5, which is the total share number of the house. This will give us the particular apportionment that we give to the kids. Now, the same can be done for adults, just the inverse of that fraction. Now, 1,000 Rand is used times the fraction, that is 2, which is the share number of the adult in the household, over the total share number, which is 5, and that gives us 400 Rand. Now we're going to take a look at another example. In this instance, we are looking at clothing. Now in the first column, the amount used for clothes and shoes is 350 Rand. Now we can apportion that to the kids using the formula. The expense being 350 Rand times the share number of the kids, which is 3, over the total share number, which is 5. The inverse can be used to work out for self. Now we're going to look at school uniforms. But there is a problem here. Remember, Rule 2 states that amounts that are exclusively for the children may not be apportioned out. The whole value of school uniforms will be apportioned to the children only. And in the last example, we will take sports clothing. We can use the value of 500 Rand and times that by the fraction, that is 3 over 5, which is the children's share number over the total share number of the house. And this is the apportionment value for the kids, and the inverse is the apportionment value for the adult. Thank you.